From the Bob Mills Weather Center, meteorologist Stephen Nehrenz.
Well, a lot of areas got pretty drenched with rain and storms this morning. Thankfully, they stayed below severe levels, but it fell heavy enough to cause some, aerial low-lying flooding issues. And not surprising when some spots had, an 1.5 to 2 inches of rain in just an hour or two. Bixby right at 2 inches of rain this morning. Tulsa officially over an inch. North side of the metro amounts were lighter, about 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch, roughly in that Skytook vicinity. And then areas to the north and east, this has unfortunately been a trend a lot, where you've had lighter rain amounts with a lot of these rain events, but anywhere from 1/4 to 1/2 inch of rain this morning from Jay and Miami to Veneta, Nowata, Bartlesville, Independence, Kansas. About 3/4 of an inch again in northern Osage County, where we definitely need it. Pawnee, that number dropped off the map. You had over an inch of rain, and then anywhere from 1/2 inch to over an inch in southeastern Oklahoma as well. So a lot of spots adding up those rain totals here over the last few weeks. In the morning, rain and storms pretty much gone, still lingering in LaFleur County in a few spots, and also to the north, kind of some wraparound showers. This is closer to the cold front that's been hanging across northwestern Oklahoma and southern Kansas. It starts to get a push south this afternoon. So if you're north of Tulsa, any chance for bigger thunderstorms is already pretty much over for you. There will be some lingering showers, and mid to late afternoon, north winds will start to crank up pretty quickly in our northern counties as that front moves in. Tulsa, late afternoon, will be feeling that front. Clouds are still hanging in. We're in the upper 60s with a lighter east breeze, but again, late in the day, it'll be a north wind. Now, where that clearing moves in is obviously going to be critical as far as building some instability this afternoon. We're already starting to see that to the south. So McAllister, just in the last few minutes, you've jumped from about 70 to 74 degrees, mid-70s in central Oklahoma, against 60s from Tulsa to the east and to the northeast, where it's pretty cloudy. As we show you kind of the statewide view, you can tell, though, where the cold front is and where the clearing in the sunshine is. So it's in the 50s, pretty brisk across northwestern Oklahoma behind the front with strong north winds. Where it's clearing out, we've got upper 70s, low 80s along the Red River from Durant to Idabel, and that's where that clearing is trying to surge its way in. There's an area of low pressure right in here with the cold front behind it. So right on the kind of the southern edge of that area of low pressure is where that afternoon clearing is trying to work back in. That's obviously going to build some instability and lead to that potential for a few severe storms, especially south and east of Tulsa. This afternoon through this evening, this is the storm zone, so the severe weather risk. It's not out of the question that we could have a stronger storm fire up right near the Tulsa metro 1, 2, 3 o'clock this afternoon, but as the cold front approaches Tulsa, that kind of knocks down our severe threat. But you get from Haskell to Muskogee, Tahlequah, and especially from out Henrietta, Eufaula, Salsa to the south. That's where there is still that opportunity where it warms up this afternoon for some storms that produce some damaging wind and some large hail. Here in the Tulsa metro, again, that severe threat's basically to our south, but we still have a pretty good opportunity for additional scattered showers and occasional storms through the afternoon, keeping things kind of off and on soggy, not as widespread as this morning, but still chances through the afternoon, gradually diminishing this evening. I know there's a lot of things going on this evening. Rooster Days and Broken Arrow, Barbecue and Blues in Bixby. Also a ton of high school graduations this evening. And the good news is rain chances will be gradually diminishing through the evening hours. But I still can't rule out a shower or even kind of some lingering drizzle through the evening into tonight. And just want to point out, if you're going to be out at one of these events, I would maybe have at least a light jacket handy. That north wind will get kind of gusty for a few hours. We'll be dropping into the low 60s or even upper 50s. Wind will feel kind of brisk for the evening hours. So here's how this tracks on Future View. Again, 1 to 2 o'clock. We'll see if this happens this quickly, but we'll be watching around Haskell, Muskogee, Tahlequah, down to I-40. That's where we could see some initial storm development that would be a little more isolated, maybe severe. Behind the cold front, again, some lingering showers, Tulsa metro included, and to the north. Temperatures holding the 60s to the north, low 70s briefly here in Tulsa, but 80 to the low 80s in southeastern Oklahoma. So through the evening, there goes the cold front. It starts to push the storm threats away. Generally after sunset, I think rain and storms are pretty much done for eastern Oklahoma outside of some lingering drizzle. And then here comes the weekend cool down for the morning hours, 50s in most spots. If we clear out quick enough, we could see some upper 40s north of Tulsa tomorrow morning. Kind of a brisk start. But how about tomorrow afternoon? All week, the weekend weather has been looking spectacular, and that hasn't changed. Low humidity, some sunshine returning, a north breeze, highs in the low 70s Saturday afternoon. So we are still lining up picture perfect for outdoor events Saturday and Sunday as well. It also looks outstanding. And really temperatures early next week, still holding in a pretty good range, slowly climbing, and then pretty typical as we get closer to Memorial Day. Some off and on shower and storm chances start to return.